Enjoying a day at the amusement park is usually a fun and safe experience. While there are about 30,000 minor injuries annually, fatal accidents are rare, with only a few occurring in the past decade. The chance of getting injured on a ride is 1 in 16 million, much lower than the 1 in 700,000 chance of being struck by lightning. Although these incidents are uncommon, it's essential to be aware of what can go wrong. Let's explore some of the most frightening incidents worldwide. Big Dipper, Krug Park, 1930. Frederick Krug, a local beer magnate, didn't need to be under the influence to experience the tragedy of the Big Dipper's derailment on July 24, 1930. This incident, one of the deadliest roller coaster crashes in American history, had nothing to do with alcohol. Instead, it resulted from a mechanical failure that had severe consequences. As the train, loaded with passengers, left the boarding area and approached the first incline, investigators found that a piece of the brake system had come loose, jamming the wheels of one of the cars. The coaster's lift chain continued to run, pushing the 3 other cars over the edge. Many riders found themselves beneath the runaway train, resulting in 4 fatalities and injuries to 19 others. The shock of the incident left a lasting impact on Krug Park, leading to a decline in visitors. In 1940, the park closed its doors. However, 5 years later, concerned citizens pooled resources to buy the land and reopen the park. Derby Racer, Revere Beach, 1936. The Derby Racer at Revere Beach was designed with an exciting idea: 2 trains racing down parallel tracks, creating thrills for riders. Teenagers had a blast, screaming and teasing each other as the cars maneuvered through curves and dips. However, the joy came to an abrupt end. In June 1911, the roller coaster's treasurer suffered a fatal injury while standing to talk to passengers about safety. This incident, the second that year, led local authorities to revoke the ride's license until proper safety measures were in place. Despite efforts to improve safety with restraints and brakes, accidents continued. In 1917, a man lost his hat, tried to retrieve it, and tragically fell onto the other track, getting hit by a train. This resulted in severe injuries, leading to the demolition of the Derby Racer. Rough Riders, Coney Island, 1915. The Rough Riders ride used to be super popular until something really sad happened. Back in 1915, during the Spanish-American War, it was a big deal because it was linked to Theodore Roosevelt's Rough Riders. It was originally called Drop the Dip and worked like a modern subway with a driver and an electric motor on a rail, taking people on twists and turns. But on July 27th that year, things went wrong. 6 people were having a good time on the ride, passing by a war exhibit. When the ride went down a slope and turned sharply, the wheels came off and the car flipped over. The driver and 4 passengers got thrown into an iron railing, and sadly, 3 of them didn't make it. A woman and her son held onto the car until rescuers came. This really sad accident changed how people saw the once exciting Rough Riders ride. Wildcat, Bell's Amusement Park, 1997. For roller coaster enthusiasts, the anticipation during the slow climb to the top is part of the thrill. However, imagine that on April 20th, 1997, at Bell's Amusement Park in Oklahoma, this excitement turned into a frightening incident. On a day when rides were discounted by 25, the popular Wildcat roller coaster experienced a malfunction. As a car reached the top, the safety device that should have held it in place failed, causing the car to slide backward 45 feet and collide with another car. Tragically, a 14-year-old boy was ejected from the car and lost his life, while 6 other visitors were injured. Investigations revealed that the park had replaced a crucial part of the safety system with an inferior and unauthorized material. The victim's family initially sued the park, but later dropped the case after reaching a financial settlement. Wild Wonder, Wonderland, Pier, 1999. On August 28, 1999, tragedy struck at Wild Wonder, a newly opened amusement park ride that time. only operating for a few months. The ride turned fatal for passengers that day. As the car navigated a sharp 90-degree curve and began ascending its first slope, the drive chain loosened right before reaching the 41-foot peak. The anti-rollback device malfunctioned, causing the train to unexpectedly move backward. Despite the cars remaining on the tracks, the force of the backward motion led to a devastating incident. A mother and her child were ejected from the ride as their safety bar failed to keep them in their seats. They collided with the roller coaster's walls and fell 10 feet to the ground. Tragically, the hospital declared them dead moments later. Additionally, other passengers suffered injuries as the car moved in the wrong direction down the track. Willard's Whizzer, Marriott's Great America Amusement Park, 1980. Even small roller coasters like Willard's Whizzer, standing at just 70 feet and going 42 miles per hour, can sadly lead to deadly accidents. When it was built in 1976, it was so mild that there weren't any safety restraints. The unfortunate incident happened on March 29, 1980, when a teenager tried to get on the ride. Unexpectedly, another train came from behind and crashed into the first one. The teenager was thrown onto the tracks, and the oncoming train crushed him. 8 other visitors got hurt too. Investigators found that the electric signal messed up the roller coaster's computer, allowing the second train to break safety rules. After the accident, fewer people visited the park, so they decided to rename the ride as Whizzer. However, it didn't last long, and the ride was eventually taken apart in 1988. Big Dipper, Battersea Park, 1972. Battersea Park in London faced one of the deadliest roller coaster disasters in history, involving the Big Dipper, a 3-car wooden ride built in 1951. This ride was a major attraction for the park's new fun fair, equivalent to today's London Eye in popularity. However, the Big Dipper had a troubled history right from the start. In May 1951, an empty car came loose and hit a protective railing, leaving passengers stranded. Another mishap occurred in 1968 when a crash almost caused a woman to lose her arm. The worst disaster struck on May 30th, 1972, when 31 passengers boarded the ride. Within seconds, the thrilling fun turned into terror as the left chain unexpectedly released at the top of the first incline, causing the cars to plunge backward down the hill. Tragically, 5 children lost their lives, and 13 others were injured. Following the disaster, the park manager faced manslaughter charges, but was later acquitted. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Disneyland 2003. In 1979, Disneyland created the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad ride, featuring tunnels, caves, and a desert setting. Unfortunately, in 2003, a tragic incident occurred when the ride malfunctioned. As the small train went up a hill and into a tunnel, a wheel assembly broke off, causing the back of the locomotive to hit the tunnel's top. This led to the front car colliding with the locomotive's undercarriage, resulting in 1 rider's death and 10 others getting injured. After an investigation, it was found that poor maintenance was to blame for the accident. That wraps up the craziest theme park ride accidents. If you've been through something similar, share your story below. Remember to hit like and subscribe for more updates. Until the next exciting episode, goodbye.